Today in this video, I am going to talk about the dangers of socialism. I escaped North Korea when I was 13 years old. I risked my life and I crossed the frozen river to China, being bought there as a sexual slave. And then I crossed the frozen Gobi Desert to Mongolia, then became free. I came to this country now I call home, USA, the land of the free and the home of the brave. But something I found was so alarming and shocking. The reason is because my fellow Americans, especially among the millennial generation, the data shows more than 70% of millennials thinking that socialism is something that America can take or something we need. They play this most poisonous ideology and they romanticize it. So today in this video, I'm going to tell you why socialism is dangerous. So the word socialism is trending, not only in America, especially in the developed democratic countries all around the globe. This is alarming because socialism has been tested and tried pretty much half of this earth. And whenever it's been tried, it failed. What it brought was only destruction to humanity. So therefore, I'm going to explain to you what are the dangers of socialism. Number one, socialism goes against our human nature. We are not born to be equal. That is not in our nature. Look at even animals, they compete. Imagine just like right now you sit there, even if you work so hard and your neighbor doesn't work at all. But at the end of the day, you get paid equally by the government. Why do you work? Why would you work hard? There's no incentive for you to work. And this is socialism system that we reward people equally despite whatever they do or how hard they work. It doesn't matter in that system. And therefore, people become lazy. I'm sorry to say that, but I am coming from North Korea. I saw what it did to people. When I went to South Korea, I was shocked how hard people were working. From even like teenagers, they wouldn't sleep all night, like they were studying all night long to be competent and to compete with their peers. And we need to embrace this competition because this is what made civilization better, what made us to, having all these innovations that we have in today's world. The dangers of socialism, number two, there is no room for outliers. When I was reading this book called Outliers, I didn't even know the term. I was really shocked. These people we call outliers are the people who are so brilliant. They are exceeding in their field and so much superior than their peers. Like people like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. There is no Bill Gates in North Korea. There's no Steve Jobs in North Korea because the system doesn't allow it. But if we don't have these leaders, thought leaders or industry leaders, then the jobs don't get created. That means we don't get incomes. There's no spending. Then what it does at the end of the day is like bring us only poverty. And we all suffer because of that. We need to lift each other. We need to lift these thought leaders. And that is a trickle-down effect, because Steve Jobs founded, Apple. So many people got hired and we are being benefited using like iPhone, all these products that enriching our daily life. So in the socialist system, the people who only get rewarded are the people who is only loyal to the system. Not the people who is trying to make things better for the people or none of that. And because of the people who gets benefited by the system and they have incentive to keep the system going and only keeping this status quo, any absolute power become corrupt. And that is the nature of absolute power. That is why the socialism always brings poverty at the end, because the people who works hard in making things better, they do not get incentives. This is dangerous because it leads to poverty and destruction of everything. Number three, the government dictates all your decisions. In socialist system, your life is determined by the government. The government decides what kind of haircut you can have, what clothes you can wear, what movie you can watch, what songs you can listen to. Literally, everything is determined by the government. When you are born in North Korea or socialist system, you are not the owner of yourself. You are owned by the state. That's what I was. I was never owned myself when I was in North Korea. In socialist system, 0 questions are asked. If you question anything about the system, of course you all know that the result is going to be firing squad or sending to concentration camp. Number 4, socialism eliminates diversity of ideas and thoughts. One example, in capitalism, socialists can coexist and even thriving. Look at Bernie Sanders. He is worshipped by all these young people. But let me tell you, in socialism, if you are a capitalist, you are going to be executed. This is a reality. The fact that some of you can worship socialism is because of all this capitalism and freedom of speech that we have. This is a luxury for us to even think differently than our peers. So let me give you an example. When Kim Jong-un executed his own uncle, Jang Sung-taek, his crime was, one of the crimes he said was he was a capitalist. He was corrupted by this ideology called capitalism. And because of his crime, supposedly crime that Kim Jong-un, the North Korean regime, killed 3 generations of his family, and more than that actually, more than 10,000 people sent to concentration camp because of this one person crime. This is called guilt by association. A lot of you ask me, like, why there's no revolution in North Korea? If you rebel, if you say something bad things about the ideology or the regime, what that does is not only taking your life away, but 3 generations of your family life as well. And this is what it comes to absolute power. Lastly, number 5, there is a huge difference between equality in outcomes and equality in opportunities. Equality in opportunities is in countries like America. Despite my gender, my race, or my skin color, as long as I am competent and working hard, I can pursue pretty much all the jobs. I cannot pursue presidency because I wasn't born in this country, but all other jobs I can pursue. And that is why, exactly why there is, outliers like Barack Obama. He became president despite his gender, despite his color of his skin, whatever we call, he got the same equal opportunity. But that can never happen in socialist paradise, what is called North Korea. If you are not born in the right family, nobody gets to be president of North Korea. Only one family, that is Kim's. Supposedly the most equal society that is called socialism, North Korea has big 3 categories of caste system between people, and within 3 that big categories, there are 50 different classes. This is what we are ideologizing. Socialism is the most unequal system that you can imagine as a human being. So rather we pursue inequality of outcomes, we must pursue equality in opportunities. So this, regardless of whatever backgrounds we have, as long as we are willing to be responsible and working hard, we can do whatever we want to do in this freedom. And that's what is beautiful about this country called America. I want you to look at this graphic right here. Look at this picture of where these different ideas that people are pursuing. Capitalism lifts us all together. That's what it is in capitalism right now in America. Our standard of living is so much higher for literally everyone, even the people in the poverty classes. I remember when I came to America in the beginning, I was doing this volunteering work at this homeless shelter. I was shocked because these homeless people had really clean clothes, and in the shelter they had this refrigerator, and they had this drinks of Cokes, and some of them even had computers. I was thinking, if that person were in North Korea right now, that would be the richest person that we will ever see in my lifetime. Even in capitalism, there's a pay gap. I know there's a division between poor and the rich, but it is lifting us all together. And that's what we should look for. Because some people becoming billionaires or becoming millionaires, it's not our job to stealing from them and making them poor too. It is our job to lifting all of us together. That is the beauty of capitalism. So why it matters for you to understand how this most poisonous ideology works? There are two reasons. Number one, this ideology literally can ruin our country, our future, and our family. Number two, in socialism, we can never be the master of our lives, and we can never fulfill our full potential as humans. So let's stop it before it's too late.